Hello, my name is Elliot Veloso, and I'm the Interim Director of Elections for the City of Lowell, Massachusetts. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Massachusetts is permitting all registered voters to vote by mail in the upcoming elections in 2020. What this means for you is that, should you wish, you can submit an application to vote by mail to the City of Lowell's Elections Office. Prior to Election Day, the City will mail you a ballot, which you can then fill out and return back to Lowell City Hall. This ballot will then be processed on Election Day with other ballots, such as in-person early voting ballots, absentee ballots, and ballots filled out in person at the polling location. This video has been prepared in order to explain the application process and to assist you should you wish to submit an application to vote by mail. The Massachusetts Secretary of State's office has already sent out postcard applications to all registered voters in the Commonwealth. These postcard applications should have a cover page that looks something like this. And the postcard application, which the voter can fill out, rip, and return back to Lowell City Hall, looks like this. Let's go over how to fill out this application. If we look at the application, in this corner will contain the voter's information. So in this corner, you'll see the voter's name, the address where they're registered to vote, the political party they belong to, if any, and their year of birth. It will also contain a barcode. This barcode is used by election office personnel in order to process this application. If you look in this corner, the voter can provide their mailing address if it's different from the address where they're registered to vote, and the voter provides their phone number. Once the voter fills out this information, they can then go down to the next selection and request the ballots that they wish to receive by mail. In this column, the voter selects the ballots they wish to receive by mail for the 2020 elections. There are three options. The voter can request to receive a mail-in ballot for the September 1st, 2020 state primary. The voter can request to receive a ballot for the November 3rd, 2020 state presidential election. And the voter can request all 2020 elections, which would mean that the voter would receive the September 1st and November 3rd ballots by mail. Now, the September 1st election is a state primary, which means that if the voter is registered for a political party, they can only receive the ballot of the political party that they're registered with. So, for example, if a voter is registered as a Democrat, they can only receive a Democratic ballot during the state primary. Likewise, if the voter is registered as a Republican, they can only receive a Republican ballot during the September 1st state primary. Now, if the voter is an independent, meaning that they don't belong to any political party, they can select one ballot of their choice. To make that choice, the voter can go to this column and select one of four ballots. They can request either a Democratic ballot, Republican ballot, Green Rainbow ballot, or Libertarian ballot. Please note that by making this selection, an independent voter is not registering with the political party of the ballot they selected. So, for example, if a voter is independent and they select a Democratic ballot, this does not register them as a Democrat for purposes of their political affiliation. If a voter wishes to register as a Democrat or any other political party, they would have to submit a voter registration form with the information provided. Again, selecting one of these options, if you're an independent voter, does not change that party's political affiliation. And remember, if you're an independent voter and you wish to receive a state primary ballot, you have to select one of these options. If you don't, you will not receive a ballot for the state primary. Please note that this does not apply to the November presidential election. There's only one ballot for the election on November 3rd, and it's given to all voters, regardless of their political party that they belong to. This only applies, again, to the state primary. Once the voter has made their selections here, the voter will then sign and date this application. Now, please note that this signature has to be an actual handwritten signature. So the voter either has to use a pen or an electronic device like a mouse or stylus. typed signatures will not be accepted. So please keep this in mind if you're using an electronic program to assist you in filling out this application. Once the voter has, again, filled out all the information and signed and dated, they will then submit this application to the City of Lowell Elections Office. There are several ways in which they can submit this application. They can either mail this application back, they can hand deliver it at City Hall during the hours in which City Hall is open to the public. They can insert this application in the City of Lowell's secured lockbox, which is located at the entrance near the plaza. They can also fax this application or email this application. Now, there may be some voters who did not receive this application in the mail, or they may have lost it. Now, this application has postage prepaid, so once you fill out this postcard application, all you need to do is rip it off and mail it back to Lowell City Hall. But if you don't receive this application, or again, you may have lost it, fear not, because there are other options in which you can submit an application to vote by mail. For instance, the Secretary of State's office and the City of Lowell's website will contain an application that you can download, print out, fill out, and send back to Lowell City Hall. This is what the application looks like. And again, it requests the same information as the postcard application. Here, the voter will provide their name, address where they're registered to vote, date of birth, telephone number, and email address. In column 2, they will select the ballots that they wish to receive for the 2020 elections and provide their mailing address if they haven't done so already. And in the third column, if someone is assisting the voter in filling out this application, that person will identify themselves by providing their name and their address. Once the information has been filled out, the voter again will sign and date this application. And again, this signature has to be handwritten. So if you're using a computer program to type this out, remember that you still have to handwrite this signature, either through a pen or an electronic stylus or mouse. Then you can once again submit this application to the City of Lowell Elections Office, either through mail, hand delivery, through our secured lockbox, through fax, or through email. This application is also available in Spanish and Khmer, as well as English. Here's an example of the Spanish ballot. And here's an example of the Khmer application. I hope this information is of help and assistance to you. Should you have any other questions, please feel free to contact the City of Lowell Elections Office. Our phone number is 978-674-4046. Again, that's 978-674-4046. You can also email us at elections@lowellma.gov. Again, that's elections@lowellma.gov. Thank you.